will try to convince you to shrink your vision. But the truth is, every great dream was once seen as impossible, until someone refused to give up. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Elon Musk was laughed at when he said he'd land rockets. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. They all had every reason to quit. But they didn't. Why? Because they understood one simple truth: failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. There will be moments when it feels like nothing is working. When you've given your all, and it still isn't enough. In those moments, most people walk away. But the ones who change the world, they take one more step. They keep showing up. Keep fighting. Because they know, the darkest nights often come just before the brightest mornings. Success isn't about luck. It's about daily choices. Dreamers who persist develop habits that fuel their fire. They don't just hope, they prepare. They journal their vision. They learn relentlessly. They rest, recover, and get back up. Not because it's easy, but because the dream is worth it. The biggest battle isn't out there, it's in your mind. Your doubt. Your fear. Your self-talk. That voice that says you're not good enough? It's lying. Every master was once a beginner. Every expert once failed. And so will you. But that's not the end, it's the start of your rise. You weren't born to quit. You weren't born to settle. You were born to dream, wildly, boldly, unapologetically. And if your dream still lives in your heart, it's not too late. No matter how far behind you feel, the race isn't over. The dream is waiting for the version of you who doesn't give up. So keep going. Keep fighting. Because one day, someone will tell your story. Your pain has a purpose. Every setback, every sleepless night, it's shaping you into someone stronger. The people who go the furthest aren't the ones who avoid pain, they're the ones who use it. Your struggle is not the end of your story. It's the chapter where you become unbreakable. Break the dream into small, daily steps. Celebrate progress, not just results. Surround yourself with energy, not excuses. Remind yourself why you started, every single day. When your why is clear, your how gets easier. Most people give up right before the miracle happens. They quit inches from the goal. But what if you're closer than you think? What if one more step changes everything? You've already made it this far. Don't let this be the chapter where you stop. Let it be the one where you break through. Remember that version of you who dreamed without limits? They're still in there. The world may have tried to dim your light, but your fire isn't gone. It's waiting for you to reignite it. You don't need permission to dream big again. You just need the courage to believe it's still possible. When you don't give up, you're not just chasing a dream, you're leaving a legacy. A story that says, yes, I was afraid. But I kept going anyway. Be that story. Be that spark. Be the one who never gave up. If this spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs it. Comment, my dream is alive. Subscribe for weekly motivation. This is only the beginning. You get to face a lot of young men. You got a long journey ahead of you because you're going to find out that while your dad did a lot off it to you, you're going to have to make it on your own because this world we live in is tough. It's tough. It will beat you down. The world and the life that we live in is the ultimate competitor. The world's tough. The world's tough. It will try to take you out. It will find your weakness and it will just hammer you. So it's time to get back to work. Get back to work. Stop hearing your self-talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the noise. Get back to the mental lab because that's where the knowledge came from. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. You've faced your demons. You were able to hear all your past traumas. You were able to listen to them. To hear all your past traumas, you were able to listen to them. You're able to say, okay, now I can now talk to people about what I went through. I'm no longer embarrassed. I'm no longer ashamed. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays, and their minds kill them from moving forward. I'm ashamed of myself. Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. Everything I need is in my mental lab. Everything. See you. I'm in constant study of myself, and I know what needs to be conquered because I'm constantly going through what I don't like, what I'm not comfortable with I know, and only I can fix these problems cause I have to face these problems. Unchosen suffering is going to happen, right? So the only thing that you can do is have some chosen suffering to prepare for it. It's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing you can practice for the unchosen suffering is have chosen suffering do something that sucks every day. Have chosen suffering do something that sucks every day. I'm not trying to send a message of run 200 miles, be the bad in the world, but be tough. You better have a part about you that's tough, a part about you that can break down situations and get better and break down situations very quickly within some trauma in your life, some devastation in your life, cause it's going to come. The devastation, the trauma is going to come, and you can't allow that to become a Jersey barrier. It can't be Jersey barrier, has to be something that you can maneuver through very quickly and move forward. That takes a lot of toughness. A lot of people, when you die, they figure out why you died, they figure out how you died in the autopsy. But we never do live autopsy to figure out why we're dying while we are alive. And I was dying, I was living every day, but I was really dead, and so I figured it out. And once I figured it out, I was able to figure it out. And once I figured it out, I was able to reborn, I was able to be reborn. You must take this knowledge that you learn from all this is knowledge, so I'm just trying to give people that strength to go in the archives of your life, cause while you're probably up, it's probably something happened to you in your life. Go through the archives, dig it up, study it, and then use it for yourself. That's the main purpose for me right now. You need to be better here, you need to be better here, you need to overcome this, overcome that. And people need to have purpose to get up, they need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket, there's no 5K. There's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that and still perform to the highest level, cause what people don't get is one day that thing is going to come up, and if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing that we're all looking for. Ready when the time comes, it's this magical thing that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform, but we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us, cause the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose. There may be another purpose like being a SEAL or going to college or whatever, but the main purpose in life is you. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself, and that's what you need to really research is why am I not doing this for myself, because that is the number one purpose in life is to better oneself. So that's the only purpose I needs. So the reason I get up every day, even though there's no race or there's no school, there's nothing in front of me, is because I have pride in myself. I was born David Goggins. David Goggins wasn't good enough. He was a scared, bullied. Goggins wasn't good enough. He was a scared, bullied, abused kid who struggled in life. And that kid, whenever something got tough, no matter how hard I trained, no matter how ready I was, whenever something got tough for me, David Goggin, the real David Goggin, would come out and he would quit. So I realized this over a period of time, so I had to build Goggin. And in that process, that's where I get better. Music. I get better when I'm digging holes in the ground, when I'm waking up early knowing I don't have to do these things. That's where I get better. So it's important to stay hungry. It's important to stay hungry, but it's important more to stay humble within that hunger. So while you're hungry, a lot of people are hungry, but humility is everything. What was that story about William Crawford the janitor? Yes, so this guy won was that story about William Crawford the janitor? Yes, so this guy won the Medal of Honor. So he won the Medal of Honor, and which is the highest award in the military, and this guy went to the Air Force Academy, and he was a janitor, and no one knew who this man was. He had the highest award in all the military for heroics, saving lives, putting his life on the line, could have been killed, and he is now basically, cleaning SHS for young kids, and we can all imagine how that probably went. There's probably some, little bit of taunting here and there, and he just sat there and cleaned so that's why he's in my trained humility part, because for this man to be at the level he was and had that kind of humility to go, I'm a Medal of Honor winner, but I'm going to put that in my closet, and I'm going to pick up my broom and dustpan, and I'm going to pick up this rag and clean for these young men. That right, going to pick up this rag and clean for these young men. That right there is amazing for me, man. That's where you grow. That's growth, huge growth. And also it shows that he was doing his job. He was a servant. He didn't look at himself any better than anybody else. The second you do that, you totally lost. You cannot look at yourself like people with me. Even I always look at people. I know where you are. I know Where 'cause I've been there, that's why I help so many people out. I've never been above you, I've always pretty much been beneath you, and that's where my knowledge came from, so I know how to reach those people who are in the dungeon, because I've been there so many times. You have to be your best self and your least motivated, and that's the tricky part about all that. Motivation is just a word. You have to have these different things in your mind on where you want to go, and know that motivation is not going to get me there 'cause I'm not going to always be motivated. Jews said the exact same thing. Me there 'cause I'm not going to always be motivated. Jews said the exact same thing. He said that discipline needs motivation for breakfast, and discipline is good too, but without a clear headspace there's no discipline. What you mean? So let's say we have a circuit breaker, okay, and I'm loading everything up to one circuit. Just load it up, it's going to blow, and once that thing blows, man, the circuit aired up. You got to have each thing plugged into the right spot. Like a crowded garage, you